We go. We're in. I
Great.
think we've had some people join us already. Good afternoon, everyone. Just about.
Only just, Emily, absolutely tipping over the half of the week, back end of the week now. I suppose that's a positive start for the call.
Yeah, it all gets better from here now. Midday on a Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're clocking in the numbers hard and which is fantastic to see for today's event. And we've had more people than ever subscribe, which is exciting. So we're just going to kind of have a minute for any others to join. So we'll start at 12:02. So I hope that's okay. And then we'll welcome everyone to the meeting. But just generally, I hope everyone's well and enjoying this fabulous weather. My goodness. It is beautiful in Sussex, sunny and bright, if a little windy. Emily, how is it for you?
Really sunny. Yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss start of the week, but yeah, we've got quite high temperatures the rest of the week. So be curtains closed, windows shut for the rest of the week, which always seems such a shame when it's sunny. But yeah, hopefully nice at the weekend still. Get out and enjoy it.
Excellent. Good, good. Well, I hope the same is true for everyone else. So we're 12:02, so we're going to start. And as I know, I always say, but I genuinely mean in the bottom of my heart that this is one of the favourite things that we have, that we do, that I love attending also and hearing about, because nobody can say what we do better than our dream team. Those who are our dream coordinators, who deliver the dreams for the children, and absolutely you will see go the super extra mile. So really, without further ado, I'm going to hand to Emily for a quick intro, and then the team will talk about some of our dreams, and I will come back in at the end to share actually a really pertinent and important campaign that we're launching today, and tell you a little bit about that within, we hope, the half an hour period that we have. So Emily, over to you and the dream team. Can't wait.
Thank you. And yeah, just to echo Lisa's thoughts there, just a big welcome from me to everyone that's joined today. We really appreciate you taking this short gap out of your day to hear some of our dream stories. Just a quick bit of housekeeping before we start. This session will be recorded and shared externally on our social channels. So if you don't want your camera on or you don't want to be included in the video, please do turn this off. And if you have any questions or you'd like to share anything during this webinar, please do use the chat or the Q&A function. So as I said, thank you for joining our second webinar of the year. I hope in the next half hour you'll get a sense of just how important your support is so we can continue to help the children who need it most. This year we have a new and improved feedback model for our individual dreams and our community projects. So we're excited to continue to share even more feedback and great impact with you as these stories come in through our future webinars. Of those who have responded so far, every single family has said that their dream has made a positive difference, that their child has enjoyed the day their dream came true, and that their dream felt special, which is such an achievement. We're at a 60% response rate as well, which is higher than the sector average, so it's fantastic. One such family who shared their feedback after receiving a specialist buggy was Elijah and his mum. And his mum told us that the dream had made such a positive difference for both herself and for Elijah because it allowed them to access the community safely and without any anxiety. She said the buggy is super comfy for Elijah and it made him feel incredibly special, so much so they got straight out for a test drive as soon as it arrived. So to show you a few more of our recent dreams that have completed, I'm going to introduce you to our wonderful dream coordinators who work very hard to make these dreams come to life. They'll be talking you through just a few of the dreams they've delivered recently, and I'm very pleased to introduce you to Zoe, Dougie and Holly, who's going to take it away.
Hello everyone. So I'm going to tell you about Ryan's dream and about Ryan. So Ryan is a vibrant 15-year-old who finds joy in the less techie side of life. He is incredibly active, loves nothing more than bouncing on trampolines, splashing in swimming pools, and exploring the great outdoors. Music fills his world with happiness, and he has a wonderful curiosity for cooking and creating art. Ryan is autistic and nonverbal, which means he experiences the world in his own unique way. Like many autistic young people, he can become easily overwhelmed in busy environments and needs time and space to regulate his emotions. Physical activities like trampolining aren't just fun for Ryan, they're an essential tool that help him feel calm and centered. His family understands that he thrives in quiet, structured environments where he can safely explore his love for sensory experiences and outdoor adventures. So Ryan's family moved from a very cramped small flat into a new home with this lovely spacious garden, it felt like a fresh start. However, their beautiful new outdoor space was completely empty and had no play equipment to help Ryan burn off his boundless energy or find the regulation that he needed after a busy school day. Mum also felt that some of the larger play equipment that could help, Mum felt that some larger play equipment could help forge a bond between him and his sister, and Mum could watch from the kitchen window and allow them the space to be like really independent, which is something she feels quite nervous about when out and about in public parks. She doesn't really feel like she can do that in the same way. So Dreams Come True stepped in to transform the blank canvas of their garden into Ryan's personal haven, working alongside the fantastic team at TP Toys, who generously supported this dream. They created something truly special. Dreams Come True arranged for a trusted handyman to carry out a pre-assessment to ensure that the equipment that was chosen by the family was going to be safe for Ryan and his sister to play on and give Mum that total peace of mind. The centerpiece was a wonderful trampoline that was carefully chosen with an igloo safety door that gives Ryan's mum the real peace of mind, knowing that his reduced sense of danger won't put him at risk if he accidentally left the door open. And here is some photos that I'll just allow you to absorb and enjoy. And perhaps the most kind of impactful one for me personally is the one of him and his sister sort of just chilling out and enjoying a little bit of downtime, I think, with his iPad there and just enjoying each other's company, which Mum says, you know, it can be quite a tricky thing to achieve, but you know, they seem to be getting on quite well there. And we provided a larger swing as well, not just a single one, so they really did have the space to enjoy it together. So here's some of Mum's feedback, and as Ryan's mum shares, Ryan loves his trampoline. He comes home from school and goes straight out to the garden to play. Ryan bounces to help him regulate, so the dream has been really, really beneficial for him. The impact extends far beyond Ryan alone, and his mum tells us that the outdoor equipment has meant Ryan and his sister can play at ease. She is able to give him lots of space when he needs it, and it's really strengthened their bond. The dream has given Mum a sense of security and freedom that she just didn't have before. She told me that she was able to watch them both out of the kitchen window while she makes dinner and does other chores, which isn't something she could easily do before. So I'm now going to hand over to Dougie, who's going to tell you about the Play Inclusion project.
Yeah, hi everyone. Lovely to see everyone on the call this morning, and a special welcome also to our supporters from the Glentown Wizard Foundation who made this dream I'm about to talk about possible, and hope you enjoy hearing all about it. So I'm here today to talk you through one of our fantastic recent community dreams, a residential trip with an organisation called Play Inclusion Project, based in Bispham, a small local children's charity supporting the social inclusion of children and young people with disabilities and additional needs in the area. So they applied to us for a community dream to deliver a residential experience to a group of children with complex disabilities. For this particular group, this is the first time they have been able to experience a residential before, and for some, a first night ever away from their parents at all. Next slide, please. So for this community dream, Benjig Trust in Kendal was identified as the most suitable venue, as they not only have the accessible accommodation needed, but also the staff have vast amounts of experience in delivering residential adventure activities for children with a wide range of disabilities and additional needs. This residential was attended by a group of children with varying needs, including autism, learning disabilities, epilepsy, visual impairments, and physical disabilities, such as muscular dystrophy. Many of the children were also non-verbal, using communication tools such as PECS cards to communicate. Staffing ratios needed to be high to ensure that the needs of all the children could be met, with a total of 12 staff members supporting the residential to allow for one-to-one support where needed. During the stay, children took part in a wide range of activities which pushed them outside of their comfort zone and made for some really great personal achievements. These included orienteering, tube slide, cycling on adapted bikes, bushcraft, canoeing, and a campfire including toasted marshmallows. On top of all of the activities, the group also had access to the sensory rooms and outdoor play areas at the facility, which was really useful in helping the children to self-regulate and to offer a breakout space as and when needed throughout the day. Next slide, please. So there were some key aims and objectives that we wanted to achieve to ensure that the children attending really did get the most out of the experience, and we knew that this experience had the potential to really have a lasting impact on the children's lives. So firstly, this was to ensure all children had fun and engaged in all activities. This was achieved with all the children taking part in all of the activities that were provided, even when, as was the case with some of the activities, this took a great deal of bravery and determination and really pushed the children to some fantastic personal achievement. We'll see more about those shortly in the feedback session. Next, it was to improve independence, social skills and life skills. Many different moments of magic were witnessed over the course of the weekend with regards to this objective. The time away from home naturally allowed the children to show added independence in a supported way. Also, the children demonstrated increased tolerance of each other. For this particular group, it's not unusual for the children to be triggered by one another, so this was really great to hear. On several occasions, the children also demonstrated some excellent peer support and interaction. Social interaction with each other within this particular group is also hindered by limited verbal communication, making these moments a considerable achievement and a magical moment for staff to have witnessed. And then finally was to encourage all children to step out of their comfort zones, whatever that looked like for each individual. As I say, this was the first residential experience for all children, with 2 children in particular spending their first ever night away from their parents or carers. This paired with the huge range of activities that were completed during the stay well and truly pushed their boundaries, and for all children left with a sense of pride in what they've achieved. Okay, next slide, please. A little bit now about some further benefits and impact and particular moments of magic from the residential. The experience has clearly improved confidence and independence across the group, which will last for years to come, with, as I say, staff having really noticed the difference in some of the children since attending the residential. All of the children exceeded expectations in terms of overnight and settled well, which was a particular concern of staff before the trip, and I'd imagine a huge relief from their point of view. One particular benefit of this residential, which I think can't be underestimated and can sometimes be forgotten, is the impact on parents and carers. Although there was understandably some anxiety from many of the parents and carers regarding children's first nights away from home, this provided them with a very rare but well-earned night of respite and laid the foundations of trust and reassurance for families, which hopefully will encourage them to support similar opportunities in the future, have further impact on the children. So I mentioned earlier about the impact that the activities had on pushing children out of their comfort zones, but I think we definitely have to highlight one particular child we can see here, who is 13, has autism, is non-verbal, and is an occasional wheelchair user. He really overcame a fear during one of the activities by taking part in the tube slide activity with some encouragement and convincing. Once he'd done it, he eventually went on to even go down 5 times, as he loved it so much in the end. I'm sure we'd all agree this alone shows huge success from the trip, and the impact of that in building confidence can't be underestimated. Next slide, please. So just to finish off with some feedback quotes and highlights which demonstrates further success from the trip. In one quote, we see a delighted parent who highlights what a great time their child had on the residential, the pride in him for taking part so well and getting involved in all of the activities, and that they are so glad they had the chance to go on the trip. Next, it was highlighted how well the partnership with Bendrick Trust worked to put together an unforgettable experience for all of the children involved, which have and will continue to have a positive, lasting impact with invaluable experiences, which I'm sure won't be forgotten. And finally, just going back to one of the objectives to improve social skills, we can see an example here of one of the children, when one of the children provided peer support to some of the other children during the night around the fire, toasting marshmallows, demonstrating a willingness to help each other and a sense of safety awareness for the group. So yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and I'm going to hand you over to the next group.
Thanks, Dougie. Next, I'm going to take you through Noah's Dream, which is one of our UK holiday dreams. And there are some really lovely photos from this one. Noah's mum describes him as an excitable little boy. Despite being completely non-verbal, Noah's personality shines through his love of spinning objects, in particular fidget spinners. Anything that catches his eye, though, can be a potential toy to twirl and turn. His absolute favourites are Peter Rabbit and Coco Melon, and he has an infectious enthusiasm for the great outdoors. Life presents daily challenges for Noah and his devoted mum. Communication is a constant puzzle, with both Noah and his family often feeling frustrated when his needs and wishes can't be expressed or understood. Every day involves careful observation and guesswork to figure out what Noah wants or needs. Despite these challenges, Noah is an outdoorsy child who delights in muddy puddles and natural adventures, showing little interest in tech. When his mum first heard about the possibility of a dreams come true experience, she was moved to happy tears, sharing that no one ever gives a dream to the non-verbal child. Perhaps they don't think that they have dreams, but they really do. So it was a very easy decision for Noah's mum on what Noah's dream would be. Dreams Come True reached out to our wonderful partners at Center Parcs, who generously gifted a beautiful cabin at their Winfell resort. Noah's grandparents provide incredible support to both him and his mum, forming this tight-knit family unit that works together to give Noah the best possible life. Center Parcs understood the importance of the family support, and there was plenty of space in the lodge for Grandma and Grandpa to join in this special adventure. His mum explained that this dream would be so important to Noah and the family, as Noah thrives on adventure and nature and is at his happiest when he's enjoying the fresh air. So the dream was carefully tailored to Noah's interests and needs. Dreams Come True arranged for exciting activities, including 10-pin bowling and boat hire for the whole family to enjoy together. Recognising that Noah might need some quieter moments, we also booked a private poolside cabana, complete with comfortable seating, a TV, complimentary soft drinks and fresh towels, creating that sort of peaceful retreat where Noah could relax whenever he needed a break from the excitement. Every detail was thoughtfully planned to ensure that Noah could enjoy his love of the outdoors and the water in a safe, supporting environment surrounded by his loving family. So here's some feedback from Noah's mum. She said that before Noah had his dream come true, we found it hard to know whether Noah would be able to enjoy or cope with a place like Center Parcs. Thanks to Dreams Come True, I can now know that in future Center Parcs is the ideal holiday destination for children with disabilities like Noah's, and enjoy their holiday without the worries. It made us feel so happy to see Noah being fully able to use the facilities provided and get so much happiness from his break. Our moment of magic was seeing Noah's face light up when he entered the swimming pool for the first time. And I'd just like to add a huge thank you to Center Parcs, who made this dream possible. You'll see in the photo there, it says thanks to Dreams Come True from Noah and family, but I really feel like a huge heartfelt thanks is to Center Parcs for helping us make this happen for Noah. And I'm now handing over to Zoe.
And finally, I'm going to move on to talk about a dream we delivered at Birmingham Children's Hospital with our amazing corporate partners at BSI, who I know some are on the call. So Birmingham Children's Hospital is a leading specialist paediatric centre for over 100,000 children and young people from the UK and beyond. It's world-renowned centre for treatment of complex heart conditions, burns, childhood cancers and liver and kidney disease. The hospital's charity aims to ensure that children and their families not just receive world-class care, but also that they get a welcoming, positive hospital experience. And they reached out to Dreams Come True with an ask to support with supplying 4 new interactive screens for different areas of the hospital. The request was made because of the importance of play on a child's experience of hospital, as research shows that children who are happy and relaxed, they actually cope better with treatment and they recover a lot quicker as well than children who are more anxious. The screens are educational, fun and interactive, and they sit within 4 waiting areas in Birmingham Children's Hospital. So 3 of the screens are fixed and 1 is mobile and it's able to move around. Next slide, please, Holly. So the first screen that you can see, that's the mobile screen. So that's located in the renal unit, which is the 2nd largest paediatric renal unit in the UK. It treats children and young people who have chronic renal failure, so who require dialysis as they await a kidney transplant, as well as kidney conditions, children with kidney conditions and bladder and bowel dysfunction. And the unit treats about 5,400 patients a year. And then I'll move on to the wall-mounted screens, which you can see in the photos at the bottom. So the first one sits in radiology, so that's the paediatric imaging department. And these scans are used to diagnose and monitor various conditions like respiratory issues and congenital abnormalities, cancers and transplants. It's one of the busiest departments in the hospital, and it approximately sees about 51,000 patients a year. The second wall-mounted screen is in the Rare Diseases Centre, and this screen is installed in the outpatient department, which is also used by neurology and respiratory, and lots of other departments use this as well because they have this joined-up approach so that children who have treatment for these diseases, they don't have to be moved around different departments, and they see hundreds of patients a month. And then the final one, you can see one of the photos there of the Rainforest Corridor. It's home to Health in Mind. So this is the hospital's mental health support service for children and their families. And it's where they meet with psychologists and psychiatrists and play specialists. And they meet patients and families to help them cope with their health conditions and support them to achieve the best quality of life. The team also has 2 learning disability liaison nurses, and they're dedicated to supporting children and young people with learning disabilities also get the right mental health support as well. Next slide, please, Holly. So the idea is that all 4 screens will bring play and entertainment to more areas of Birmingham Children's Hospital and positively impact on the hospital experience. Research has shown that 54% of children are actually afraid of going to the hospital, and this fear and anxiety can lead to them missing appointments or extended waiting times because doctors and nurses can struggle to perform simple procedures. The screens then will help reduce the child's fear and therefore allow them to engage better with the treatment. And then the hope is that more appointments will run on time, not be missed, and the hospital will reach more children each year as well. Importantly, though, the screens are interactive and just allow kids to be kids. It gives them the opportunities to play and have fun. And it's really important that patients do have a positive experience of hospital because many of these children are going to be returning for future appointments as well. They're also there to support children whose families may face financial challenges who don't have access to technology or personal devices. So Birmingham is the 7th most deprived area in England and the most deprived authority in the West Midlands area as well. Over half of the patients live in the top 30% of most deprived areas in England. And yeah, just before I move on to the next slide, I just wanted to note the top photo, which is of a slime game, which we're told is really popular. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it in the next slide as well. So if you can move on to the next slide, please, Holly. So yeah, after the dream was completed, Dreams Come True, along with our corporate partner BSI, who generously funded this dream, we were invited by Birmingham Children's Hospital Charity for a tour to see the impacts of the new screens, but also just to get a sense of the hospital. So I hope I've captured in the photos there. It was immediately evident just how much care and attention goes into creating a really nice environment for children and families. The hospital's design is warm, it's inspired by nature, and there's an amazing chapel that you can see in the photo, which is open to all faiths. They also have a burns unit, which has its own mascot seen in the photo. And there's an on-site school and an advice centre for families to access financial support and benefits, which really shows you how much time children and families actually spend in the hospital and how much this hospital really means to them. We were really glad that when we were there, the screens were in action. Each of the screens are tailored with different games as well to suit the needs of the department and the age range. So, for example, in the Rainforest Corridor, the games are more advanced and educational as they support children with mental health issues. And then in the renal unit, a nurse shared with us that one of the most popular games is that slime activity, which I've shown before, because it's really sensory. So it's more about exploring cause and effects in a playful way on the touchscreen rather than very game focused. And so it's calming as well. So that's the main thing. The nurse told us that she uses it as a distraction when children are having injections. And then because it's mobile as well, they can bring it in and out of the treatment room if they need to. Next slide, please, Holly. So yeah, the feedback is that the screens are more than just a source of entertainment for children who struggle with change and transitions. They offer a valuable tool for self-regulation, so they help children prepare for what's next. And for families without access to personal devices, like I said before, the screens provide just much needed relief for those families as well. And since having them in place, in a patient survey, when asked how did you feel after playing with the screen, 100% of the children said that it made them feel better. And in a staff survey, a clinician commented that parents have also said that the screens are such a good idea and it makes coming to the hospital less stressful. And then next slide, please, Holly. And yeah, finally, Birmingham Children's Hospital also shared with us recently that I met a 6-year-old boy who was using the screen in the Rare Diseases Centre, and he was playing sort of like noughts and crosses in a colouring game. And as a child with a rare disease, his mum tells us that he comes to the department quite frequently, and he always makes a beeline for the screen. When they talked with his mum more, they discovered that English wasn't their first language, but they were so happy to see that he could still engage with so many of the games that were on there. Birmingham Children's Hospital's patient population is really diverse, and they have a lot of families and patients who English isn't the main language. And many of the games on the screen are really visual, there's no text, and it makes it really accessible for all children with learning disabilities as well. And some of the games just involve sort of touching the screen to affect change. So children who have different physical capabilities can make use of the screens. And also, just to add, some of the games can be played together as well. So it just creates this really amazing, inclusive environment for everybody to use. So yeah, there's just been so many benefits to having these screens at Dreams, and we at Dreams Come True are just really proud to be part of that. So just to finish the slides, massive thank you to BSI for funding this dream, and yeah, a massive thank you for Birmingham Hospital for all their amazing feedback as well.
Great stuff. Well, Dream Team, once again, you've stunned us with some amazing dreams, and it's so heartwarming and wonderful to hear. And these are just a small collection of those which we've delivered the last quarter. I realise we're tight to time, so I'm probably going to go over, and I understand entirely if anyone needs to drop off. But yes, I mean, just to recap with those dreams, amazing to hear about Ryan, you know, non-verbal, autistic, and we're bringing sensory play to his home and his garden equipment, which he wouldn't otherwise have. I mean, a very small, seemingly bit of magic that will last him for many, many years and makes a fundamental difference to his life that would be otherwise out of reach. We heard about the Blackpool amazing dream and the magic that was made in the residential trip. I mean, what is not to like about that? The Birmingham dream that Zoe's just spoken about. But I think for me, the bit that I will hold and I will be putting in my words going forward is Noah's dream. And that quote from his mum, which, you know, makes me want to well up, but no one gives a dream to a non-verbal child. What a sad thing for her to feel and to have in her heart. But how wonderful to know that we have been able to deliver that dream to Noah, and we will do to hundreds more kids just like Noah into the future. made possible by all of your fantastic support that you give this charity and our dreams. And that's what we're going to do. More dreams for kids like Noah, because it really, really counts. And to come to my point at the beginning of the call starting and a campaign we're launching tomorrow, that campaign is launching at a very important time. I don't know if you saw the news yesterday, but the Commissioner for Children, Dame Rachel de Souza, issued a report that she's been working on for 4 years that looks at the levels of poverty that children in this country are experiencing. And it is, to use her phraseology, Dickensian. There are vast numbers of kids falling into poverty more than ever before. The report is harrowing to read and deeply upsetting. But that comes at a time that we are launching a campaign today that is called 25 by 25. We have an ambition to beat our fundraising target this year by raising a further £25,000. The campaign starts today in what is Pride Disability Month, and it will run up until the 25th of September, which is World Dream Day. So 25 grand by the 25th of September, because we believe at Dreams Come True in 2025 that no child should have its dream prevented because of poverty. So we're launching this campaign. We've got some lovely assets and some characters doing some cool things later today, with an ambition to ask our corporates, our individuals to take part, to donate, to get involved in an activity as an individual, to perhaps get involved with an event that we have identified in September that is to walk 25 kilometres or more on the 13th of September on the Thames Path Walk. So lots of different ways to help us and to bring our community together to raise 25 by 25. So we will share that in due course with you all. And just thank you for attending today, for lending us your support, for helping us to grow and to build more dreams into the future for kids like Noah and all those that we've shown today and those that we support ongoing. So thank you very much for bearing with me. We have slightly overrun, and we look forward very much to seeing yet more supporters join us in our next quarterly update in 3 months' time. But until then, I'm sure we'll be in contact, and to wish you all well and say a final thank you.
Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, team. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.